Hey everybody, it is I, and I'm back with another reading. So, let me fix my camera. So, as I said, it is I, and I am back with another reading regarding Shanquella Robinson. So, I haven't really been following the story because I like to, or I prefer to actually see what the cards tell me first, then I go back and look. So, again, all my readings are done with the utmost respect. My underlying thing is to look at the energy surrounding such, okay? So, I've shuffled the cards already because it just takes a lot of time to do while I'm on camera, so I've already shuffled them. And so, here we go. So, I'll be reading from a few different decks. So, let's get into it. Okay, so one of the first cards here, well, the very first card here, let's start with that, is the Star card. So with this here, this could be an individual with some Aquarian energy or that just maybe has a large network, and my spirit is telling me that this would be more of Shanquella's energy, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Miss Robinson. Okay, so this young lady, she was definitely the star. She was one who, can draw attention without even trying. And there may have very well been a lot of eyes on her at any particular time. Not just at the unfortunate chain of events in Mexico, but just overall. Okay, so we go from that to this, where we have a Knight of Pentacles. Now, yes, sometimes when we see Pentacles, it can depict an earth sign individual, but that's not always such. It can be an individual that's operating in that energy, or one that is struggling with their own value system, or this can pertain to someone searching after money or a very specific thing from an individual, right? Something that they value wholeheartedly. But this quickly shifts because it goes right into the Death card, which is a little bit eerie when you really look at it, okay? So this particular individual may have led, which I'm going to say is a man, right? Because sometimes we can see male or cards that depict a man that can be a woman's energy, but it's very rare, at least from the way I read my cards, right? So I'm going to say that this is a man in this that's being depicted here. Okay, they come in one way, but they had a whole nother agenda. Okay, and it was something that they wanted by any means necessary. Okay, and so I'm getting chills. This may have very well been monies. It was money, or it was some sort of energy or value or something that they wanted to be. So this could be where somebody has an obsession with someone and they want to be like them, or they're trying to be like them, but for some reason I'm picking up more so this might have been for monetary gain of some sort. They may have gotten a message. This particular individual or individuals may have gotten a message that this young lady, Miss Robinson, would have had an abundance of cash or money or something, some valuables on her, okay, that it could have been exchanged as such. And this is what causes, or is a part of what causes this rift, because as you can see here, this is unexpected. This person is just operating in their own energy, right? And again, forgive me if I'm pronouncing names incorrectly, okay? So we see there's a few people here. How many people do we have here? There's five individuals in this card. I don't know how many people were actually present because, as I said, I avoid watching the videos because I want to have a clear, concise energy with my cards to show what has happened without being influenced, right? So then we see that things go left. All right. So I don't know at what point, well, as we go through, maybe we'll see. But at what point did things go astray? Because to me, it looks like somebody was already aware of what this young lady might have had with her or could have potentially had with her that was of value, right? Okay, then we have the Ten of Wands. I don't know if somebody there might have been pregnant, previously pregnant, or had some great ideas that could have birthed some very valuable, or like they were going to create something new. They were building on this. So I don't know if somebody there was pregnant or had some sort of affiliation with somebody who was, or this was just about maybe somebody not wanting to see this young lady prosper, okay? And they were working hard at shutting that down, all right? Then we have this Queen of Cups here. So often when we see, let me start here. When we see an Empress, right, that depicts the start of spring. So this could be, if it's not an actual baby or pregnancy or some sort of gift that this person was going to introduce, or something that they were earning money from, right? Or something that they were giving birth to, right? As a gift or a talent. It could be that this individual could have been operating in the energy of that Aryan energy, since it's springtime, or their birthday could be in the springtime, right? Then we have a water sign individual. Now, let me give this disclaimer. Yes, often we can see that certain elements, water, fire, air, earth, that we can correlate them often with an individual, their sign. It's not always their sun sign. It could be their moon sign. It could be a multitude of things going on. But often what we will see is the person is operating in this energy. Somebody being very emotional. Okay? They might have been covering up how they sincerely felt at the time. But in essence, there was a lot of talk behind the scenes. Could have been 3 other men involved. I don't know how many men were there. And if it's not other men, if it's not 3 other men, but 3 individuals involved in this particular scenario, and this particular individual could have been involved in such. I'm getting the feeling that this could have been Mrs. Robinson's energy, but let's just continue and take account of all the energies that are here at play that were being shown. So again, this was something somebody was actually working on doing, all right? Starting to pick up that maybe this wasn't just a random incident. However, things did escalate quickly. And someone decided to take an action. And they were pondering. I won't say it was an immediate action, but things did happen quickly, right? But this was something that someone was pondering the whole time. And maybe they just realized, okay, at a certain point in all that was going on, that this particular situation at hand, at this particular moment, if you will, things escalated and they had to move quickly, right? And I'm picking out, maybe it wasn't meant to go that far, but let's see. But there's a lot of masculine energy here in numerous individuals. And competition, okay? And I don't know if there was if at any point there was any type of, there's definitely some brute force, some brutal force, or someone might have used an actual, what do you call that? Like a weapon of sorts. Very well could have been that. All right. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. Queen of Swords at the bottom, but all right. And it looks as though there may have been a shift in everything that happened, a choice that needed to be made. Somebody might have been jealous about a lover of some sort too. However, I'm going to look at this as more of a choice needed to be made on how to prioritize what the next move was going to be after this event took place. Whatever brute force happened, then we see that the tower was there. So everything just kind of tumbled down. There may have been some truth that came out at that particular time, and then everything just broke down, right? But we can also see, as I said, that this brute force had happened. Okay, whatever happened, whether they used weapons or not, it was a choice that was made that they needed to prioritize whoever they or this particular individual is, right? But in this, I'll keep seeing multiple people. And then there was a quick movement. Could be a Cancer individual, or this could just be somebody deciding, okay, now we need to move forward. We need to prioritize how we're going to bust this move. Again, some masculine energy here, right? And thinking about how that maybe they're going to get back to the States, if you will, or because this is about, again, crossing water, or how they're going to move about. And this could be a male individual with, again, we see this fire energy coming again, which can depict any fire sign, right, with fire sign energy, because the person could be, let's just say, an Aquarius, but they could be operating in this fire energy of the Queen of Wands, right? Or this could be a male and this is at least a male and a female that were definitely moving in sync with this. But again, as we go through this, we see that there are numerous people. And again, some a form of recognition, however, there could have been a loss of money. Someone here lost some money. And again, I don't know if somebody was down and out. Maybe they didn't have enough money. Maybe they went on this trip and didn't, spend too much money and felt like they needed to get something back. But this is either values, or their values went out the window. But again, it's a man and a woman that may have been on hard times. And could be someone with Libran energy, or just somebody who wanted to get even. Okay? Or maybe somebody wanted to get even and take what somebody else had. And there is a part of regret there, feeling like all was lost. And then they realized there was something to fall back on. Okay. All right, so let's continue. So that's one deck down. Let's go into a Morgan Greer deck and forgive the background. I have my music playing on YouTube, so I might flip to commercial here and there. So the next deck is the Morgan Greer deck. Okay, and I have 15% left on my phone, so let's see how much we can get through with this, because I still have a couple decks to go through that I had already shuffled. So here we have the Death card. It's the very first card. Death card, 8 of Cups. So there may have very well been someone in this particular situation which we can't see. Maybe they were wearing red or have a red cloak. They wanted to walk away from this situation. Okay? Could have been a Scorpio individual that decided, hey, you know what, I really don't want to be involved in this situation. Or this could be the individual or someone within this situation. It was definitely, let me mind my words. It looks as though this was a plan of action. Often too, when I see the Ten of Swords, it can be a work situation sometimes, work that people did together or were going to do together. However, it's definitely someone backstabbing another individual, right? Or actually hurting them, as we can see. And again, this could be a karmic situation. We have this is the Saturn symbol in this card. And Pentacles again. So what's this about? Money. Money to be split between 3 people? Or some kind of value. Something that they were going to get out of it. that to them in particular was a value of, or I won't even say substance, but a value. I don't, it could be too, it looks as though there might have been a relationship here. I don't know if this is the young lady at hand, Miss Robinson, or if this has to do with another individual, but somebody being kind of jealous of that, or someone creeping up on these two individuals. All right? So let's go further. Four of Pentacles. Somebody holding something close. So if Miss Robinson did have some values, whether it be money, jewelry, clothing, like maybe something designer, things, there is definitely some things, some tangibles of that were of value, right? And perhaps this person or Miss Robinson decided that she was going to hold those things close. Maybe people thought, whoever was there might have thought, okay, well, their money might be a little tight or what have you. Or even if it's not tight, they felt like they may be able to lean on this young lady. And she may have very well decided, like, you know what? I'm surrendering to self. I'm going to hold on to what I do have, whatever that may be, either tangibles or actual values. And then there was an action taken to try to soothe this situation. It could have been that somebody saw her, Miss Robinson, getting defensive and holding on, and maybe she was catching on that something wasn't right. I don't know. I don't want my video to be okay. I don't want my video to be you know what I mean, for like the lyrics in the background or what have you. But so somebody may have taken an opportunity to say, you know what, let's calm the situation down, because they could have seen her becoming defensive. I don't know how long they were there. Like I said, I haven't looked or really studied the situation. I just heard about it, some basic things. So very basic things, like she's in Mexico, she was with friends, and she was injured somehow, and some injuries to her neck or something of that sort. So with somebody trying to soothe her, to calm her down, because this Strength card is a lot of time where we see how a person knows how to get another person to bend to their will, if they will. And it's not always a negative thing. It can be positive at times. But in this particular situation, we have to take it for what it very well may be, which could have been negative. They took the opportunity to try to soothe her. You know, sometimes we could be somewhere and be like, you know what, something isn't right. And somebody tries to influence us that we trust, that says, you know what, everything is all is well. No need to worry. Okay? Then again, there's some heavy male energy in all of this. But this particular Knight of Wands, right? Again, was there an actual weapon of sorts? Okay? If not, hey, this person could have even been indecisive about how they wanted to move about things. And again, then we have this Queen of Wands here. So again, it comes back to this man and woman. Like it looks like two major players in all of this. Two very specific people here. And they might both be fire signs, or they just were acting out in passion, right? Passion for whatever it is that they wanted to gain from this situation. And maybe somebody was like, yo, you know, be tranquil, like chill, whatever. And they weren't trying to hear that. And maybe even the young lady at hand, Miss Robinson, maybe she was like, you know what, trying to soothe everything and whatever she was attempting to give. Because maybe I'm getting the vibe that some people who were there wanted some things from her. And whatever she did offer them, it wasn't enough. Okay? So there was also some indecision there. And then there were some thoughts about how they would get home. Should they take some time before they went home? There were some adjustments to the plans, to the initial plans that they had. That changed. I don't know if there was a Virgo in the mix or what have you. If somebody ended up taking some kind of... there was definitely a trip back and something over water, right? But obviously, you know, well, not so obvious, because I've personally never been to Mexico, but we can still see with this card, it's travel of sorts. But there was a change or a kind of like step back of, okay, so how do we move forward, right? Somebody was sitting there and thinking about the details of what's next, right? May not have been well thought out. Maybe they thought that things were going to go differently. All right. So, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but that's the cards for you. All right. So, what's next? Let's start looking at, let me go here. All right. There's a few more cards here. Okay. So, we have this Queen of Pentacles. All right. So we have different people. Whenever we start seeing queens, Queen, Pentacles, Wands, these are people. These are more often than not individuals in this particular situation. They depict people who were actually in this scenario, right? So this could be Miss Robinson, or maybe it's someone else, but I'm thinking that this could very well be Miss Robinson's energy. Then this Queen of Wands. And someone was contriving, not contriving, but setting this up somehow. And even if they didn't share it with others, this was something that they absolutely had in the back of their mind. Hold on, let me change this. That they definitely had in the back of their mind whole time. Okay? And they kind of brought to fruition by doing so. And there was some sort of loss on this trip. There was some sort of monetary loss, or someone who may have known about what was going on but didn't say anything, or this particular individual, which looks like it was a female, they were sitting back and they were considering this and how they wanted to go about it, and they thought they had it well mapped out, but then it didn't go according to such, where they started to feel guilty about this, but they just surrendered to whatever the plan was. And then this could be a man, or this doesn't have to be gender specific, this particular card. However, it could very well be showing us that there was a male individual during this new moon energy that was putting all of this together but began to get stressed. So there was some stress in this. This wasn't like, okay, we're just going to do this and there was no like heavy feelings. There was definitely heavy feelings. And again, there might have been a young lady who set it all off, who actually made this young lady think that things were going to be one way and then they weren't. Again, we have the Ten of Swords, and this is a different deck. Things went left. Six of Pentacles. There was somebody wanted something from this young lady. And I think it was something monetary or to get even, right? Okay. And then there's another young lady involved possibly that, again, things happen quickly. It could be somebody who turned their back on this whole situation, who was there, who was like, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with this. They started seeing what was going on, and maybe they just decided to keep quiet. Or found some ways verbally to get themselves out of the immediate action that was taking place. They wanted out. They no longer wanted to be involved. And maybe, I'm not saying that this person actually knew, could be an air sign individual, but again, we could go through this for hours and really, it can go different ways, right? So take what you will from this. I'm trying to, all right, I don't want my phone to die. All right, let's look at these. And then I'll come back if anything. Let's look at some of these individuals who are involved, right? We're talking about soulmates. Soulmates are not always just like a lover. It can be somebody that you've just been born into this lifetime. Like those of us who might be born in a specific year. Those are soulmates. People that you interact with maybe in school or friends or what have you. Those can actually be soulmates. And then there's a dark male who's involved. This could have some kind of past life ties to it regarding spiritual growth and destiny, right? Or the beauty queen. A new love and a blonde female. So is there something going on with a lover of one of these individuals that was there? Was it Miss Robinson or someone else? And a blonde female? Somebody who did have blonde hair or who was a natural sandy-haired individual. And there was a friendship pact here. And there may have been an older woman, a mature woman. They don't have to be older, but a more mature woman who was also involved with this, with setting up this whole trip. And there's karma coming. Okay? And then the Ice Queen. So again, we have an air sign woman. It's talking about open relationships in a triangle. So was there something else going on here? Because triangles don't always have to be love relationships, right? It's two men and a woman here. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like a love relationship. It could be like people getting together to do something to someone else, right? And there's that. But the open relationship thing is kind of throwing me right now. And then we have this triangle and then the wallflower. So I'm thinking that they caught this young lady off guard. And then open relationship. So I'll leave that open relationship on the side because I don't want to waste any more time because, like I said, I don't want my phone is about to die. My charger port over here is it's full right now. I don't want to move around. So if I need to do another reading. Oh. So let me just wrap this up. Let me just wrap this up without any music. So then we have some oracle cards. Peace, right? I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. So, and worry. I think before Miss Robinson went on this trip, she was just trying to be in the best energy, thinking positive thoughts. Now, I think I am going to have to end up doing another reading or two regarding this because I myself, as I'm doing this, I have more questions. So there was worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Very interesting. I think she was trying to err on the side of caution, but I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So there was a sense of denial there. So maybe this young lady had very good reason of being skeptical of going on this trip. Judgment. There was already some judgment being passed before she even decided or agreed to go on this trip. There was already judgment being placed. I understand that everyone has their own unique past and challenges. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So there was judgment and trust. I'm getting that. She was trusting her own judgment, but perhaps that's where things went left. Knowing better and doing it anyway. Was there some reasons? What was going on prior? Who are these people that she was with? What was actually going on? And then guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Oh. So, this is, okay, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with an insight of awareness. So, denial, guilt. So maybe toward the very end, like I said, she was picking up on something that was going on. And she started to, Miss Robinson decided to either start holding her belongings close or to be more to herself. There was something there. And this is why, again, it goes back to our gut feelings, right? It goes back to our gut feelings and what we really need to do versus what, versus overlooking those things, because we could save ourselves a lot of trouble by listening to our inner voice. So I'm going to end this reading here. And again, I'll come back if need be, which I'm pretty sure I will, because like I said, I still have questions from this reading. And and I need to charge my phone. So I will be back. If you have questions or comments, please leave them below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.